Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, and today we're going to be talking about sustainability in wastewater treatment plants. This is the table of contents, and let's go right into it. So today I wanted to start off by asking, what is wastewater? Have you thought about the water that you use for daily activities such as showering, cleaning, cooking? Have you stopped to think about where this water comes from and where it goes after consumption? The water that goes down your drain after each use is conveyed to a wastewater treatment facility through a sewer system. Wastewater treatment plants play an important role in ensuring individuals, ecosystems, and industries are delivered with clean, safe water for use while following legislative guidelines and keeping the environment and the citizens safe. Some challenges of wastewater. The primary issue examined in this presentation revolves around the challenges to maintaining sustainable water and sewage treatment practices in today's society. Increasing population, changes in the climate, and elevated water pollution levels raise concerns over our system's ability to provide clean and safe water for use by all individuals, industries, and ecosystems. With the world population reaching a record high of 8 billion people in 2022 and an estimated 10.8 billion people by 2080, water scarcity due to high consumption, global warming, and climate change have generated increasing concerns over the water supply required to meet such demands for current and future needs. In addition to those concerns, it is important to look at the effectiveness of water treatment. If wastewater is not effectively treated, the presence of heavy metals or potentially toxic elements in water can have a severe impact on human health and cause diseases such as neurological disorders, developmental delays, and increased cancer risks as well. While it is important that wastewater is properly treated and safely distributed to consumers, challenges over increased energy consumption and carbon emissions have raised concerns over the environmental friendliness of wastewater treatment plants. In this presentation, we're gonna go over alternative approaches to wastewater treatment management. So as most current practices involve the use of high energy consumption, high waste generation, and frequently harm the environment by risking aquatic life, this presentation aims to inform current generations with awareness and alternatives to both water conservation and sustainable practices to wastewater treatment and management. In order to achieve reduced waste levels and minimal environmental impacts, this presentation will provide intensive research into the three main areas of sustainability: social, economical, and environmental, incorporating sustainable, easy-to-implement alternatives to wastewater treatment plants. Finally, this presentation will focus on raising public awareness of these issues, given the importance of societal contribution to fight water overuse and encourage responsible consumption. So, in order to understand the challenges associated with wastewater treatment process, we're going to go over each step of a wastewater treatment plant. So, the first step is the preliminary treatment. After water is used and goes down the drain from residential, commercial, and industrial areas, it flows into a city sewer system where it is conveyed to a wastewater treatment plant. Before sewage is treated, it undergoes screening and pumping. This step ensures that the garbage in the water is sorted out and then removed to avoid clogging in pumps and pipelines. A truck then takes this garbage and takes it to the landfills. Once only the water portion remains, it is pumped from the underground system to settling tanks in the wastewater treatment facilities. So the next step after this is the primary treatment, also known as step 2. Once the water enters the settling tanks, it is allowed to slow down its pace and begins to settle. During the sedimentation process, heavier organic solids such as feces and food settle at the bottom and are removed to be treated. The lighter solids that float at the top are also removed, and the remaining wastewater is conveyed to aeration tanks in the secondary treatment phase. In the third treatment phase, it's called the secondary treatment. During the secondary treatment phase, air is added to the aeration tanks to facilitate microorganisms' growth such as aerobic bacteria, enzymes, and protozoa that are typically present in sewage and wastewater. In this step, these microorganisms are responsible for absorbing the organic material in wastewater. This helps with sorting out the heavier organic material that might be present and facilitating removal. After this step, sewage is conveyed to final settling tanks. In the final settling tanks, heavier sludge settles at the bottom and is combined with sludge removed in the primary treatment, when it's transported to a different machine and to be thickened and digested. The fourth step is disinfection and final treatment, the killing of the bacteria. In this phase of the wastewater treatment process, wastewater is mixed in a tank with sodium hypochlorite, also known as bleach, in order to disinfect it and remove any diseases. Once it is treated and complies with quality standards, the treated water is returned to rivers and waterways. The final step in the wastewater treatment process is the sludge treatment. So do you remember the sludge that was mentioned in steps 1, 2, and 3? The sludge that is separated from preliminary treatment and secondary treatment undergoes thickening and then is conveyed to a sludge digester, where air concentration is kept to a minimum. In this environment, microorganisms such as anaerobic bacteria absorb the sludge, and the output results in methane gas along with carbon dioxide. This process of digestion takes about 15 days, and once it is completed, the treated sludge undergoes the dewatering step. This step ensures that the water and sludge are separated in large centrifuges. The solids that remain from this process are called biosolids, and they have many uses such as composting and agricultural use. So now let's go over some of the issues associated with wastewater treatment operations. So the first issue is the releases to air. So as mentioned in the sludge treatment phase, the thickening and digestion of sludge results in the release of methane and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Although there are ways to recover methane gas for energy production, many facilities do not own the resources or technology to do so. Another concern with the methane gas emissions is associated with inefficient operation. Recent studies suggest that if aerobic digesters operate inefficiently, volatile chemicals such as methane gas are released to the air. This amount is undergoing research, but scientists have estimated that wastewater treatment plants could emit nearly double the amount of methane into the atmosphere than previously studied. In research conducted in 2022, it is estimated that wastewater treatment plants are responsible for approximately 5% of the total non-CO2 greenhouse gas emissions, and this is expected to increase by 22% in 2030. This is a growing concern as methane gas warms the planet considerably faster than carbon dioxide. Thus, inefficient operations could be accelerating climate change faster than we expected and contributing to increased carbon footprint of wastewater treatment plants. Another concern with the releases to air is the carbon dioxide emissions. So in order to generate energy, non-renewable resources are combusted, which in turn release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This contributes to global warming and the depletion of the ozone layer. In addition, it is estimated that the process emissions from wastewater treatment plants account for 2/3 of the total greenhouse gases generated by the water and sewage industries. The next problem is the releases to land and raw materials. So explained in slide 4, it is possible to imagine that the process of sorting out inorganic and organic solids from wastewater treatment plants generates large amounts of waste. Although many secondary treatment facilities collect the inorganic solids and process them into a digester to recover methane gas for energy production, many typical wastewater treatment plants facilities still lack the resources to execute such operations, ultimately leading to high amounts of inorganic solids and non-biodegradable materials being sent out to landfills. The last concern that we're going to analyze in this presentation is the energy consumption. So as previously discussed, the process of treating wastewater involves an intensive need for energy generation and consumption. Wastewater treatment plants are considered as the highest municipal energy consumers, and this is because the secondary treatment and aeration treatment phase account for about 50% of the total electricity demand and 25 to 40% of the plant operating costs. Recent research studies have shown that in the United States alone, there are about 1,480 wastewater treatment plants, which produce over 21 million metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions each year. Besides that, the energy consumption needed for wastewater treatment operations symbolizes 30% of total operation and maintenance cost. This also symbolizes 80% of the greenhouse gas emissions of the plants. As discussed previously, one of the biggest concerns in the wastewater treatment operations is due to its high energy consumption. The aeration process described previously requires significant electricity consumption. Researchers have found that one potential way to optimize the energy consumption in the wastewater treatment plants is to use electrical surplus or off-peak periods to produce electrolysis, which is compatible with pressurized vessels and used in the thickening and digestion phases, and is also good for long-term storage. In addition to that, researchers have also found that the production of methane at sewer treatment plants from anaerobic digestion of sludge can also provide storage for long periods. Both methane and electrolysis products are renewable resources. Another sustainable approach to wastewater treatment plants is the use of nanotechnology. Along with that, researchers encourages technology advances that include endorsement of nanotechnology for wastewater treatment and reuse, as it is effective against disinfection and decontamination without compromising water quality with toxic byproducts. In addition to this study explores the ability of technologies such as nano-zero valent iron and bimetallic nanoparticles to treat groundwater polluted with oxidized pollutants. The next one is the advanced oxidation processes. On an industrial scale, research examines the effectiveness, efficiency, and environmental friendliness of advanced oxidation processes in the cleaning of harmful pollutants from industrial wastewaters, which aid in the reduction of carbon footprint utilized in the energy production and minimize water pollution, leading to increasing water quality for the industrial sector, as well as toxic recalcitrant pollutants can be biologically treated before they're released into the environment. Furthermore, this study focuses on the advanced oxidation processes utilized in the treatment of distillery water and the advantages and disadvantages of such methods for water reuse, performance, and recycling. The last approach that we're going to look into this presentation is the ultraviolet light disinfection. So since chlorine and dechlorination chemicals are expensive and require high energy efforts to manufacture and transport, it is not an environmentally friendly option for wastewater treatment plants. An option for the implementation of sustainable practices in wastewater treatment plants is to replace chlorine disinfection with ultraviolet light disinfection system, which requires minimal energy use. So now let's go over some of the environmental benefits of sustainable wastewater treatment operations. The way that we're going to look into this is by analyzing the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations and which ones we address by implementing these sustainable operations. So goal number 6, clean water and sanitation. By implementing energy efficient methods to wastewater treatment plants, we do not compromise water quality. Therefore, clean water and sanitation are kept to standards. Goal number 7, affordable and clean energy. The application of sustainable operations in wastewater treatment plants ensures that United Nations goals such as clean, affordable, and reliable energy are met. Goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Environmentally friendly wastewater treatment operations guarantee municipal systems are resilient and sustainable by decreasing energy consumption and carbon footprint. Goal number 12, responsible consumption and production. Environmentally friendly wastewater treatment operations guarantee sustainable consumption and production patterns. Goal number 13, climate action. The application of sustainable operations in wastewater treatment plants encourage immediate response to tackle climate change. So now we're going to talk about the water saving program and conclusion. So a final thing that I would like to touch on is the importance of making use of responsible consumption. If we all do our part to minimize water waste, we will decrease the likelihood of future generations dealing with the problems we have now. To illustrate this issue, research by university students was further expanded to minimize water waste in order to advance water conservation. Students study the implementation of a water saving program in their own university, promoting the rational use of water within their campuses. This initiative opened opportunities for student engagement in both technological and behavioral innovation, where the academic community learned about the campus's building's daily water consumption, and immediate efforts were taken to correct water waste. These efforts not only benefited the students' development of knowledge, but also instigated other movements to promote sustainable practices at the university. So, in summary, this project highlights the public engagement and support are significant contributors to successful exercise of the focuses practices. And by its completion and execution, this presentation pursues to become a contributor to future generations' awareness and knowledge. Thank you so much for your attention and participation to this presentation. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. Thank you. These are the references used in this presentation. Thank you.